So strap yourself in for what's going to be a boring video about file management. I look back on some of my first photographs that I took when I started photography, much like you probably do, and some of them I'm horrified by. Editing was terrible, the layout of the photo was terrible. That said, again, just like yourselves, I'm sure there are nuggets of photographs that I am super proud of and that I thought were outstanding. One in particular, I remember it was outside the nursery where my little lad went to nursery, and there was a big tree stood alone in a field, and I got a picture of it and it was stunning. I really loved that picture. Since taking that picture, I had it printed, loved the print, but I have looked everywhere for a copy of that file and I can't find it, it's gone. So strap yourself in for what's going to be a boring video about file management, but it is something that I wish someone had told me how to do when I first started taking photographs, because with the file management system I use, you'll be able to find all your photographs with minimal effort. That said, if you've got a better system or if you use a different system, please tell me in the comments below, because I'm not 100% set on it. It works. If there's a better way of doing it, I'd love to hear it, so please do drop a comment below and tell me how your system works. Alright, hold on. Right, so here we are in the messy desktop, and I'm going to show you how I organise my files. I'm going to start by, we'll start with the thumbnail for this particular project. So that is on my SD card here. So we'll open this up, show you how we organise them. It's not perfect, but it works. So these are photos I took for the thumbnail of this project. So we'll jump into current projects. So I keep everything on the computer while I'm working on it, just because it's obviously internal, faster hard drive. You could work off an SSD connected up if you haven't got the storage space or you're working on big projects, but I don't tend to keep too much stuff on here at any one time. These are all the projects I currently have sort of stacked up. Some of these need offloading onto long-term storage, which I'll show you in a second. But what I'll do is I'll start by creating a new folder, and dates, start with the year, and then the month, and then the date. Now the reason I do that is because it then puts them all in a chronological order. If you did the date the other way, 03, 06, 25, or the American version, it makes it a bit trickier. But this way I know everything's stacked up year order, then month order, and then date order, and I'll show you some bigger examples of that in a bit. So start off with the date and then the project name. So in this instance, how to organise your files. Yep, there we go. So now I've got a folder and it's stacked in a date order. So we'll jump in there. In fact, first we'll just jump back, because I'm not great at typing, so we'll just copy that. We'll copy that file name. So we're going to put a new folder in here. File name exactly the same again, because then in Lightroom, again, Lightroom will be organised exactly the same. And I'll put raw, because this is where the raw files are going to go. What I'll also do is create a new folder, and I'll title that video, because that's where I'm going to put all this video stuff once it's all done. So then we'll drag these files into the raw folder there, off the SD card, and there we go. I've now got a folder in a folder which has got all the photo files in it. So when I edit those in Lightroom, it'll list them in that date order again, making it nice and easy. So let's say I've now worked on some of these projects, so there is some up here that are a little bit older that don't need to use anymore. We'll jump into one of my storage drives. So this one's an older one that I've just connected for showing you purposes. This one's the one I'm currently using at the minute. They're 4 terabytes each. It's not perfect. I would recommend, if you're going to do this long term, maybe look at investing in like a RAID setup. It's something I really want to get, but they are a good few £100 to get that set up and working. So at the minute I'm just banging it onto long-term storage drives and hoping for the best. So we're going to this recent one here. Now in here I've created 2 folders. One's got photography, one's got videography stuff. So if it's just a video project, I'll put it in here. If it's a photography one, I'll put it in here. This was a bit basic, this setup, so that lists all my projects there. And again, we've got different breakdowns. So these were just dropped in here to get them off my hard drive at one point. These need organising. So this is a video about organising your footage, and I'm not doing a particularly good job of organising my footage. But I can go into here, my family, and then I've got the years. So I break it down into years. So if I want to find something that I've done with my family in 2023, here we go. And again, date order. You'll see everything's listed in date order. 2022, 2023, 2023, all the months. Go forward, and all the dates. So if I did something in 2023 and I want to find footage, so let's say going to Iron Bridge, I can go into there and I can see here that I've got the raw photos. I've got them if I need them. I've got the edited photos, and I've got some video that obviously I did on the day as well. So here we go. I can open up these photos and away we go. All in there. Done and saved. And if I want to go back into 2022, they're there, or 2024, they're all there. Now this is not broken down in too many. I've got my family photography and stuff of my family. I've got some of the weddings I did in 2024, and I've got some family photography that I did, which wasn't too much really. I've kind of drifted away from doing that, but I'll talk about that in another video. So that's my more recent drive. My older drive is here. Now this has got, again, the same sorts of categories. I've got some landscape photography, it's categorised. I've got some social media photos, product photography, product work, other photography, family photography, my family photography. So again, all broken down into different categories, and I can go into my family photography. And then again, I've got folders broken down into the kind of thing, this is the kind of way I wanted to organise it when I first set this up. Weekends away, weddings, so did any weddings, there we go. Any days out, so days out, 2019 days out. List of all the places we went on just days out when I was taking photographs. If I want to go to holidays, so this is breaks away with the family, I've got all the different locations, again the different dates I went on them. Random family photos, so these are just random pictures I've taken that I've saved in random folders. So again, I can go back to 2020, day one isolation, so I can go actually there. That's an interesting one to look at. This is obviously day one isolation COVID. Now what I will say is this is before I was saving them as raw files, so it looks like I've only got the raw files there. I'll have to have a look at that at some point. Like I say, it's not perfect, but this is how I organise it. Create a folder with the date in year, month, date, and the description of the folder. I then create a folder in there, same name, but raw, where I put the photos, or video, if I want to be doing that. And then once it moves to long-term storage, I'll do the same again. And that's the way I organise them. I would really be interested to know if there's a better way of organising them. So if you can put comments in, if you point me in the direction of other videos that share maybe better information on how to organise them, that would be great. I definitely know there are better ways to organise them from long-term storage, because these two drives, especially this older one, it's not going to be a permanent thing, is it? At some point, that's an old school hard disk drive, it could fail and then I could lose everything. The G drive's a bit newer, but again, a RAID setup is probably best if you want to keep them yourself rather than keeping them on cloud storage, which I would rather do. I'd rather always have them myself, because you never know what could happen to cloud storage. Everyone thinks it's perfect, but you know, it could just disappear tomorrow if any unknown country was to come and have a tinker about with our IT setup. You want to look at things like MySpace as well. I'm pretty sure people didn't think MySpace was going to go under, but it did. And yeah, there you go. That is my setup. Let me know what you think. Let me know if there's any alternatives, how you would do it. And thanks for watching again.